YouTube. So today we're going to be going over the Warrior PK list that I have built. This is a very cool and interesting deck, and I really hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so getting into it, we play double red layer, free extender, special summons itself if you control no monsters on your field. Very good card. And then after that we play a triple connector. You're the only card in your deck that gets you that is a one card Bardiche. It's very solid, very good. Yeah, nothing more to say about that. One dolphin because it's for the connector combo. Triple Oliver. Getting into the Fire Warriors. One Astolfo. One Renaud, and triple Firefluent Lady. Firefluent Lady, if you control a warrior, special summon itself from your hand. Renaud, if you control a fire warrior, special summon itself from your hand. But Renaud is actually mainly used to summon off Isolde. However, if you do draw Renaud, you can actually special summon the Firefluent Lady from your deck, and then you can get special Renaud from your hand to add back an equip spell, and it works anyways. Like, this card is very versatile. After that, one Astolfo, banishing a fire warrior from your graveyard or hand actually is like really good. Yeah, it's just an additional extender. And then Oliver pitching a fire warrior to special summon itself. All very solid warriors, and that's it for the fire warriors. For the PKs, we're playing a very different lineup. We play triple of the gloves, we play triple of the boots, triple of the cloak, triple boots, triple stained greaves, and triple torn scales. Now I know that this is very unconventional. According to Joe ITCG, and I imagine this is right for his builds, you play 3, 1, 3, 2, and 1. Now, in this particular build, you max out on all of these because if you see any of these in your opening hand with any other two warriors monsters, then you are going to have full combo into your Dark Requiem. You are not going to be able to make Fogblade if you have this in your hand, but if you see any of these other ones, then you can not only get into Requiem, but you can also get into Fogblade as well, specifically through the use of Torn Scales. That is very powerful and very good. It's like one of your most powerful boards. You never really want to make a board of more than one more than one Fogblade, typically, or well, more like you never want to make a board of 2 Fogblade and the Requiem, because that means that you have no more cards to set off Bardiche your next turn, and yeah, that's very unfortunate. But for this particular build, triple Torn Scales it's like one of the best cards, right? I think everybody can agree on that. If nothing else, it's really good to getting you to Bardiche in Isolde. Your Stained Graves, as you heard, it's not as good as the other ones because it can only get you to your Requiem, but Requiem, in my opinion, is just much better than just double Fogblade. And then you have the triple boots. I think generally that's correct. Being able to special summon itself from your hand is very powerful. Same thing with Cloak as with Greaves. It's very powerful, very versatile. Just able to, it can actually does get you to Requiem plus your Fogblade. And then this card is one of the most powerful cards in here because it can tutor itself for any of your other PK monsters, which is very good, very strong. I think this is definitely one of the MVPs. If you have it in your opening hand, you have a lot of discard outlets to get this to the graveyard. That's another thing, right? You have a built-in way to discard any of your PKs in your combo, so if you don't want them in your hand, you're completely fine. That's the greatest thing about this deck. You have a built-in way to pitch them out of your hand. Now, So if you really don't want to play this many PKs, I would recommend playing triple torn scales. If you don't have enough money to play triple, you can actually still play one. One is actually fine. It sounds weird, but you can, one that can. Sometimes, like, if you have, as long as you have another PK in your hand that is not this, as long as you have one of these three in your hand, then you can pitch them during the combo, send this to the graveyard, and still combo off. So I think, if you really need to play one would be fine, but I definitely for sure recommend playing three. Stained Greaves, you can play this at one if you really want to. It's a pretty good card, but it's not the best in your deck. You have to play this at 3. You can play this at 2, and you kind of need to play this at 3. The reason you can play this at 2 is because you don't actually use it all that often. You send it during the combo. You can pitch it to the graveyard, that kind of stuff, but it doesn't come up really more than twice. The thing with Gloves is that it's very, very good when it comes to Torn Scales, because during the combo, you can pitch this to your graveyard, and then you can send this to your graveyard through the effect of Bardiche, and then you can banish this to get any of your PKs, probably. Actually, so this is what you do. You discard this in your combo. You discard this in your combo. You send this to your graveyard off the effect of Bardiche. You activate this effect to send your Cloak. Then you're going to banish your Cloak. You're going to search your Stained Greaves. You're going to trigger your Torn Scales to special summon itself from your graveyard. And then you're going to special summon your Stained Greaves through its effect. So your effect, in effect, is chain blocking. And then afterwards, or well, not really chain blocking. I'm sorry, I'm mixed up. You're able to special summon this card from your hand after you special that. And then afterwards, you have 2 level 3s on your field. But before you make your Break Sword, that's what it's called. You can activate this effect to pitch one card from your hands to the graveyard to send your boots, I think. Yeah, boots to the graveyard. You can then banish this from your graveyard to add Fogblade, and then you can make Break Sword and then make Requiem, or make Dark Rebellion, and then you can have your Fogblade and have the rank of Magic Force through the effect of Bardiche. This card is very important, and it's very good, and you need to max out on it. Pretty much the same with this. These two are the only debatable ones. And even then, I would play because at 3, just because they can get you to your Requiem, and Requiem is kind of your win condition in this deck. And level 3 monsters in general are your win condition. After this, and I'm sorry that took so long, but yeah, after that, I just know that many people play different ratios, and I wanted to explain it. 3 Ghost Mourner and 3 No Material. So I know a lot of people would just be playing, different hand traps, and that's fine. I don't have the money to pay for Infinite Impermanence as well as Ash Blossom, but if you do, go ahead. This was my hand traps, and this is actually a 46 card deck. I actually did not play these at first, so if you don't want to play hand traps, you do not have to by any means. I just had these laying around, and I was like, I really like No Material, but I don't really want to play one hand trap if I play hand traps, so I just put this in the deck because I had thought that earlier as well, so it's just like, alright, hand traps, because it's whatever. And I haven't actually tested them out too much yet, but in theory, they're really good. I know No Material isn't really a popular card, but I think that this is really at least an interesting card, and one that people are definitely not playing. And No Material is kind of one of those cards that's in and out, and it's not really in the meta at this point. Rhoda searches pretty much any of your warrior monsters, Heritage of the Chalice. Yeah, pretty much searches any of your warrior monsters. Actually, I think it searches any. Oh no, not any, but like any of your fire monsters or no one-eye cards. Yeah, this is very good. Rank of Magic Force. This is one of your win conditions for Bardiche, and not sure if you guys heard that, but motorcycle. But yeah, it's one of your win conditions is how you gain 2 Requiem. It's a very good card. I'm sorry for the new background noise. Living Fossil. Living Fossil is very good for your reborn spell. It's what you send off of Isolde to special Renaud, and it's really good. Helps you in combo. 2 Durandal in case you draw a fossil, and they're also just good searchers. So I mean, yeah, it's a really good card. And then lastly, Shade. And actually, I mentioned before that if you set 2 Fogblade and your Rank of Magic Force, you won't have any spells or traps left. Anything to set off Bardiche. That's not true. You can set this. But it's, I mean, if you're sending cards with Bardiche, you're probably overextending if you set this. So, yeah, I don't think that making double Bardiche plus Requiem is really ever necessary. But if you really want to, you can. Last 2 cards are Fogblade. I don't play a third specifically because that would make it a 47 card deck. So you couldn't side out or not play hand traps if you so like you would make it a 41 card deck if you chose not to play hand traps, but at the same time it's just one of those cards where like I don't think it's needed for this deck to play it at a third of it, because most of the time you're just winning on your second turn anyways. So anyways, for the Link monsters, 1 Link Rebo comes up in the combo. Barricade Borg Blocker. This is how you discard all of your cards, or your PKs at least. Very good card. Very, very good card. 2 Isolde. Isolde is full combo. 1 Underclock. This is for your second turn. If you end up needing to make Bardiche a second time because it's like it's spun away or something like that, or if you want to make it. This really doesn't matter that much, but it's never really come up, but in theory it would come up if your opponent used Unicorn on Bardiche. Phoenix is good for popping back row. This deck loses to back row, so play a bit of back row hate. Bardiche, because it is your one. This card's insane. I mean, it's your combo. This and Isolde are the reason that this deck exists, and it's really good. Boral Sword. I can't really pay for non-gold rare copy of this, so we played the gold rare. Yep. I found this lineup to be very, very good. I'll explain, but well, while we're here, I'll explain the cards that are cuttable and are not. The ones that are not. Boral Sword, cuttable. You can do what you want with it. Bardiche, not cuttable. Phoenix is cuttable. Underclock Taker is cuttable. You can play 1 and 1, and then so we'll switch these around actually. These 4 cards, Boral Sword, Phoenix, Underclock, and the second Isolde, are not required. I definitely recommend playing at least these 3 because these 3 are very good. Isolde can get you to Boral Sword. Boral Sword is an OTK machine, and Phoenix is good for pocket and back row. Underclock isn't as necessary, but I still think it's a good card, just in case it gets spun by a unicorn. But you don't have to play it by no means. These 4 you have to play because they are part of your combo. These are your combo pieces. So first of all, in your combo, you're going to make 2 warriors to make your Isolde. Then you are going to special Renaud from your deck. You're going to send Living Fossil. You're going to add back Living Fossil with Renaud. You're going to special summon back a warrior monster you used to make your Isolde, presumably a level a level 1 or a level 4 or lower warrior monster. If you really need to, you can link Renaud away, make Link Rebo, and then special summon it back with a living fossil so that you get an additional body on board. But it doesn't really matter either way. Most of the time, I special Renaud, add back living fossil, activate living fossil. So now you have Isolde, Renaud, an additional level 4 warrior on your field. With Isolde and Renaud, you're going to make barricade board blocker, or with Isolde and your warrior, you're going to make a barricade board blocker, and then Renaud is going to turn into your Link Rebo. You're going to link these two off, and you're going to make your Bardiche. That is how all of your combos start. It's a really good combo, and it gets you to where you need to go really consistently, so you need to play these 4 specifically. It's the last cards in the extract. You play 2 Breaksword, 1 Rebellion, 1 Raider's Knight, 1 Requiem, 1 Arc Rebellion, and 1 Zeus. So the reason I play this specific variation of the deck is because I think that Arc Rebellion and Requiem are really cool. This is by no means like a competitive list, but I think that, if this was, then you'd be playing the level 3 Turbo. But I think that, I just think that the level 5s are just really cool cards, and I wanted to turbo into them as quickly as possible, and that's what this deck tries to do. You try to make these 2 as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible. And this deck does really well. 2 level 3s get you to Breaksword, and then you pop the Breaksword with its own effect if you're going second, or with the effect of Bardiche if you're going first. And then you can make Rebellion if you're going first, or Raider's Knight if you're going second. Rebellion allows you to gain the attack of all cards in the field, and Requiem allows you to gain 3 monster effects, and yeah. So yeah, this was very solid. These 6 you kind of have to play if you're going to play this deck, because they're the whole point that this deck exists. They are the reason that you want to be playing PK Warrior. And then Zeus you don't really need to play. It was just an option. I just had the card laying around, and I was just like, all right. I mean, I kind of, if I have it, you should play it. I want to play it because, I mean, it's just, one of those cards that's really powerful. You definitely don't have to play it. I was playing Elmirage instead of it, and it has not come up for me yet. I don't think, maybe once, and I think Elmirage came up twice, so neither of them are really that good in this particular deck, but you get the point. The extra deck isn't really that tight. We play the 1 Pankratops, 3 Lancia, 3 Droll, 1 Dark Ruler, because I don't have the money to pay for a full playset, and I pulled this one from the 10s. 3 Twin, 3 Galaxy, and 1 Herpes Feather Duster. I think back row, I just don't like back row decks, honestly. Yeah. And then Galaxy Cyclone is a bit odd. Right, Galaxy Cyclone, because if your opponent tries to play Imperial Order on you, then you go Galaxy Cyclone, it's negated, and then you banish it from your graveyard to pop the Imperial Order. Or during your combo, you can pitch it through the effect of your barricade board blocker, and you'll still be able to pop the Imperial Order, or, I think you might be able to pitch it off barricade for Mystic Mine. I don't know if the effect to discard is cost. I think it's cost. You can discard 1 card. Yes, I think it's cost, so I think you'd actually be able to pop mine with Galaxy Cyclone because you're playing barricade board blocker, but I'm not 100% sure on that. You should ask like a judge or something. And then Harpies destroys all spell and traps on the field, and then Twins, of course, destroys 2. I'm not by no means a competitive player. These were just the cards that I found to be most relevant. Yeah. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.